How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Hallig Petrus. And before we get going with reading the description, please make sure that you pay attention to the description because there's a lot of information in it that will help out a lot of people and prevent a lot of questions going forward. So pay attention to this portion here. The description reads, "Good morning. Welcome to Hallig Petrus Islands. Please read through everything to rule out any questions. Important. You can expect ebb and flow here and once a year the so-called land unter. The ebb and flow occur every day. The times for this are: low tide is from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. to midnight. High tide is from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Also remember which island your machines are on because you can only translate at low tide. The rise, high tide, or fall, low tide, of the water takes approximately 20 minutes of real time and cannot be accelerated by fast forwarding in the in-game time. So watch your vehicles and do not drive them too deep into water. For technical reasons, there are running noises and no swimming noises as long as the water falls or rises. Furthermore, in October, the so-called land in October, the so-called land comes under storm surge, and it is designed so that there is a storm surge every day in October. The time for this is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It is important that the storm surge does not cause any damage to crops, animals, or vehicles. It is only serves as a represent the local conditions on the Halligan. A little hint, save your work on the terp for October and harvest your fields in time." This map has two versions: standard version with the lining that corresponds to the standard card, adapted feeding where you can offer more different feed to your animals, but be careful, your animals eat everything at the same time and can only reproduce if all categories are filled, including mineral feed for CMR. I think that's supposed to be TMR. You can choose whether you want to earn your money from farming or renting out holiday homes. They await you. 6 farms, and this is where my pronunciation is going to be tested a lot. So we got Kurtzwolf with cows and chickens, Petruswolf with pigs, Ewaldswolf with sheep and chickens, Peterswolf with 3 cow enclosures, an abandoned terp with old buildings that you can completely demolish to realize yourself, a small terp that you can purchase for $0, Marion's Holiday Wharf with 18 holiday homes available for purchase. There are 63 fields waiting for you to cultivate, 49 farmlands, 14 meadows, and 2 forests. The size are from 0.11 hectares to 6.26 hectares, total 91.56 hectares, arable land 78.27 hectares, meadows 13.29 hectares. Sale prices for cows and pigs increased to make more bearable. Collectibles, you can find information in the harbor on the wanted boards. Modified trailers for water and milk in the animal husbandry menu, and in the construction menu you will find 2 object warehouses and a production for play and sport turf. Manure system installed, only PC with the mod FS22 manure system. Information about the Fahrenhauswald. Take care of the lawn at your house and sell the grass nearby for profit. The holiday guests will definitely be happy about homemade bread, sweet pastries, or delicious cheese. Info silos and manure plates. If your farm silo, even though it is entered in the menu as a storage option on the farm, still does not allow you to store your goods, then save once and restart the game and restart the server in multiplayer. The same would be the case with the crap panels, and if it doesn't work, simply tear them off and reposition them. At the port, you can load your products into the containers for shipping to the mainlands. Note, the harvester from the Premium Expansion DLC should not be used as errors may occur. After sleeping for the next day, the water tarpaulin is visually down, but the tarpaulin from the water is still up there and then slowly sinks again, which takes about up to 30 minutes, and if you ignore it, your vehicle will break down and it'll have to be returned to the shop. Now, we wish you many relaxing days, weeks, or years on the Halligan. There are mods required for this map, starting with the Class Dominator 108 SL Maxi by Giant Software, the Placeable Dairy Farm package by DMI 20mm Normandy, BGA 50 Kilowatt by Camelos 0397, Cow Barn with Garage by Barney, Build Your Farm Silo by Tharver, Half Timbered Barn by Vertex Design, Half Timbered Farm Buildings by Vertex Design, Bunker Silo Set by Razak, Farmhouse Pack by DMI 20mm Normandy, Franconian Farm Buildings by Bernie CS, Farmhouse Package Volume 2 by DMI 20mm Normandy, Old Cowshed by DMI 20mm Normandy, VDI Old Sheep Stable by Vertex Design, and Flower Production by Agri Cavilation. This map was created by otti-peterle and Nope82 Nope Modding, and is 508.95 megabytes to download. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out here on the northwest island on our main starting farm. We start out by owning farmlands number 13, 14, 15, 16, and 71. 13 being a grass field ready to harvest, 14 being a cornfield which is still growing, 15 being barley ready to harvest, 16 being wheat ready to harvest, and 71 being a partial grass field and the main farm, the grass being ready to harvest. You cannot purchase all areas of the map. As you can see, there are some areas that are non-purchasable. You got this little center area here. You got the little kind of outskirts of one of the farms down here as well. So a lot of the outer periphery where the beaches are, you can't purchase that as well. Field prices do vary, and you do get a pretty wide range of prices. So you got a little grass field here for $18,000. Let's go up by our starting farm. $31,000 for this field here. $123,000. We got $114,000. $201,000. Got a little one here for $21,000. A little bit bigger, $30,000, and so on and so forth. You got $140,000. You've got a couple of buyable windmills here. Pretty expensive, well over $700,000 for each one of them, but they'll generate some income for you, so that's very nice. And so on and so forth. You do start out with animals. Contracts are available on this map, no production chains, and you have collectibles available for this map, 10 to be precise. We take a look at mods specific to this map. We start out with the buy menu, scroll down to the mods and DLCs. You'll see the Hallig Petrus card right there, and we have a modified Joskin Aquatrans, Bond Silage, which is a type of fertilizer. You have cocoa butter, so that's something that you can buy for downstream purchasing, and bread from day before that you can purchase as well. If we take a look at the build menu, under sheds, buildings and sheds, we scroll to the right. Oops, I went too far. There we go. We do have items in here that are specific to this map. Under silos, we do have a couple here as well. Under silo extensions, we have a couple here. Let's see, under containers, we have one here. Nothing under tools, but under farmhouses we do have, we scroll to the left, a little doormat with a sleep trigger right there. Under our productions, whoops, right there, scroll to the right, you'll see we got the Hallig Petrus right here, the lawn production. Let's see, nothing under sell points, greenhouses, orchards, but under generators you will have the large wind turbine that is available for purchasing, as well as purchasing the land that they already exist on. Under animals, We do have a couple here for cows, nothing for horses. We do have one for sheep, nothing for chickens. No, I'm sorry, nothing for... wait. We do have some for cows, none for horses. We do have some for pigs. We got one there. Nothing for sheep, chickens, bees, or others. There we go. Under decorations, we have nothing under the entire card of decorations. Under landscaping, though, we have a whole bunch of additional painting swatches, which is very nice. Nothing under trees or plants. And because we start here at the starting farm, let's take a look at our starting equipment. Starting out with our owned items, small tractors, we have a Fendt Vario 314 and a favorite 515C. Harvesters, we have the Claas Dominator 108 SL Maxi. We have two Welger DK115 trailers. Header for our Claas harvester. We've got plows, the Pottinger Servo 25. Cultivators, the Horsch Toronto 3FX. Disc harrows, the Horsch Joker 4 CT. Seeders, we have the Nordstein HK25 and S3030. Planters, the Agromess Falcon 3. Sprayers, the Hardy Mega 1200L. Fertilizer spreaders, the Amazon ZATS 3200. Manure spreaders, the Branther TA12050 Power Spread Plus. Slurry tanks, the FarmTech Super Cease 800. Mowers, the K-Brand GMD 4411 and the GMD 3123F. Under Tedders, Pottinger Alpa Hit 4.4H. Under Windrowers, Pottinger Top 342. Balers, the Massey Ferguson 1840. Under front loaders, we have the Hauer XB 150. Front loader tools, the Albert Pallet Fork, Universal Bucket, and Manure Fork. Header trailer for our Claas. And under weights, we have a 10 Winkle Pack 1000 and FGB 600. And that is everything. So now let's start looking around. Back here, we have the Farmer's Sale Point, which is a sell point. Going back to the farm, over here, we have a gas tank right over here, a fuel tank there. We have our cow barn right in here. Manure heap is right there. We have a... Nope, that's not it. Is it tucked away in here? Nope. We have... pressure washer right here. Milk trigger for our cows is here. Feed trigger is here. We have our cows loading point right here. 10 out of 35 in the pasture that you start out with. And where was the output for the slurry? Why didn't I see that? Where'd it go? Huh. That is very odd. I do not see a point for slurry. Huh. Anyways, that is certainly a weird one. I've never seen... Wait, maybe tucked away? No, that's part of the barn. Huh. Okay. Anyways, over back here... Nope. Over here, we have a silo with a chicken barn right here. Room for 360 chickens. You have 21 to start out with. You have your input right here with your cow barn. You have your input for your chickens right in here with the output for the eggs here. Sleep trigger is right here. Let's see, we have a couple of our tractors stored away in here. Drive-through storage. We got quite a bit going on around here. And let's see, I think that is everything. So let me grab the tractor. And we're gonna... Nope, didn't mean to disconnect. Oh, wait. There's the slurry output right there. Okay. Whew, I knew I saw one. Water point right there. And let's see. Yes, this way. Had to think for a second there. We have the biogas plant right next to our starting farm. can purchase the biogas for $135,000. You got your solid input here, liquid input here, and your liquid output, aka your digestate, I can talk, right there. A couple bunker silos that you can drive right through. And now we're going to backtrack a little ways. The other end of the farm. We're just going to follow this around. You got the ocean out there in the distance, the freighter just running past the island there. Very, very nice. Coming up here is our next point of interest. This is the flour mill. You can purchase for $31,000. You have your output here and your input here. You also have an output right here. So you get, actually, that just dawned on me. Why is this different? Oh, because you get pig feed. Okay, okay. It's here. You had an output for here. So this is going to be your pig feed output right there. So that's actually a really good production point because you get pig feed as a byproduct. So now we're going to head directly south. Following this little track around. Over the bridge. And I got to make sure that I'm keeping good track of where I am on my notes, because there's sections where I need to turn. The next lane is. Turn here. And if you look out, you can see just how low the tide is. According to the description, this tide changes over various points in time. So one thing you got to be very, very careful of is making sure that you have equipment where you're going to need it, because if you get caught on one section of an island during high tide, you're not going to bring it back. It's the water changes and the water depth changes. So just keep that in mind. You got your debris crusher right here, and you can see just how low that tide is. We come out here just a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty low tide, and the tide will come up, you know, pretty significantly. So don't want you to lose out on your equipment. Certainly don't want you to lose out on being able to utilize your equipment if it's not on the right location. So now we got to backtrack down this lane over here, and we're going to be purchasing the first of the 5 other farms available to us. So this is going to be farm number 2. We'll get closer to it, and then we'll go ahead and purchase. Make a left here. Okay. So stop right here. But you take a look at the map. I'll show where we've been and what we've seen so far. So we started up here at our farm, went across the street here to the farmer's sale point, went all around the farm, checking out all the various different points of interest, went over to the biogas plant, backtracked up to the flour mill, came down to the debris crusher sell point here, and then back to this area here, farmland number 72. If you purchase this for $212,300, which we will do, you then have access to all this. Starting out with our input for a grain silo. Output is right here next to it. Let's go ahead and open up the door behind it. All right. We got our sleep trigger right here. Over on this side, we have our pig barn. Can open this gate here. And now, in order to activate the pigs and be able to actually load into the barn, you have to walk up to the doors, kind of slide off to the right side until you see open gate. Once its gate opens up, you can then walk up to it, and you see how that pops up now? We have room for 75 pigs in this barn. We have our straw and feed trigger right over there. We have a manure heap right there, and our slurry comes out right there. And I believe that was everything for this area, so let's go ahead and hop in our tractor and make our way around. We have a wardrobe trigger right there as well. And now we just follow this around. We cross over this little intersection right here. We continue going until we reach the kind of land bridge between the two main islands. So you got this little island here, and then the big island, which is where we're heading off to right now. Got this little path right here, little fjord. And there's just a lot of features on this map that is actually very cool. Like the rising and lowering tide, that's a really cool feature. Being able to lose your equipment because of that tide is, I think, even better. I might even at the very end kind of fast forward time until we can actually see what the tide looks like. But this is the land bridge coming out in this direction. This is really cool. Like, you get this cool little just crossing area. And this all disappears during certain times of the day. So we just continue on until we get to the other side. And now we're on the big island. Oh, oops, I missed my turn. This way is where I want to go. We'll come right here. This is the fabric and clothing production point. For 100,000 you can purchase this. And we will, and you can see you can bring your wool to make fabric, and then you take your fabric, make it into clothes, all in one production point. Very, very nice. You have your outputs here, inputs in the front with a wardrobe trigger right there. And then over here we have our oil mill. Now we're going to purchase this one as well for 80,000. And you can see the reason we're purchasing it is because it only does sunflower oil and canola oil. It doesn't do olive oil, which is unique. We have our outputs here and our input right here. So now we need to back up again. And now we're going to be heading to the next farm that you can purchase. Going across. Coming up here, we'll make a left. Then followed by a right. And now we're at farm number 3. Let's go ahead and purchase this. We take a look at the map. So we were here at farm number 2, came pulling around, down, up, and then across the land bridge, across here to the fabric and clothing production, the oil mill, came out and back up and around to farmland number 73, 162,000 to purchase. We will purchase, and you can see you get all this. We have beehives here and here. We also have another one off over there. let's see, tucked away over here. Let's open this door here. This is the sheep barn. Open this door as well. You can have up to 140 sheep in here. Feed goes here. I believe straw goes here. So there is a, this is kind of a modified shed where you can actually produce manure, I think. Because here you have a manure heap for the sheep. Output for your wool is right there. Let's see, over here we have our bee spawn point, our honey spawn point right there. Let's see, around the back side over here is our sleep trigger right here. Our chicken pasture is right here, and room for 100 chickens. Feed goes here, and I think eggs spawn right here in front of the beehive. Got a greenhouse right here. Let's see, and I think that is everything on my notes. That is, yeah, that's everything there. So now, let's get back into the tractor. Come around over here, make a left, followed by a right. And you can see the next point of interest way off in the distance there, just to the left of the bridge there. Oh, now it's hiding behind some bushes. I just loaded up in the distance. Okay. So right here, this is the school sell point. You are going to be required to have very small equipment for some of these sell points, and especially the next, not the next set of, well, yeah, the next set of sell points that we get to. You're going to see just how tight this is going to be. You're going to need either some telehandlers or some, I'm sorry, not telehandlers, skid steers, or you're going to need some high-lows. What are they called? Why am I blanking on the name? Forklifts. There we go. Now if we pull in here under the bridge, making a left here, and follow this out, coming up here is our next farm. This is farm number 4. If we stop, we take a look. We were here at farm number 3. Came straight down south where we saw the school sell point. Came out and around to here. Farmland number 75. $0 to purchase all this land right here. So that is a nice purchase. But that price comes with a price. You only get the sleep trigger. That's it. Get a couple of little storage areas. Okay, yeah, open gate. So yeah, you get a little bit of storage, but that's about it. Nothing to really build off of. Now we head down here. And we make a left. Cross the bridge. We follow this road. So the one thing that is kind of confusing to me are the previous farm that we hit and now this next farm that we're going to really kind of confuses me. I'm going to show you why. So as we continue to follow this out, make a right. We follow this way, way, way out. You can start seeing it coming up in the distance over there. This is going to be farm number 5. Now the reason that this doesn't make a lot of sense to me is that the previous farm there that's actually functional doesn't cost a penny. But this farm isn't functional and costs money. So we go down this driveway here. until we get to here. This is going to be farm number 5. This is just basically a buyable lot for you to then build up your farm after demolishing everything. So we were here at farm number 4, came down, up and around, out to here. Can purchase farmland number 76 for $115,260. And that's what I'm talking about. The last one's $0. This one is over $115,000. And all it's good for is being able to come in here, because you can't even actually open the gates. You can't do anything. This is all decorative. You can come here, though, and destroy everything and sell it for no money. You've got this little area over here. Can sell the house. Sell this. So yeah, all this little stuff. 125 bucks for that. So you can clear out all this land and kind of make it and build it up and make it your own. But 115 grand, I'm going to go and purchase the one that's actually kind of functional and has a little bit of utility without me having to invest a whole bunch of money. I mean, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. And you know it's right because it's mentioned that it was $0 in the description. So there's some kind of rationale behind it. I just don't know what. So here we're going to make a left. And now we're going to be coming up on the 6th and final farm, which is now directly ahead of us. Alright, so here we're going to come to a stop. And we were here at farm number 5, came down, out to here, farmland number 74 for $229,860. Purchase it, and now we have all of this. We have a hay loft right here. We have the milk portion of our cow pasture here. Our feed, water, and our cow trigger here. 57 cows can fit in here. We also have a slurry point. So this also takes straw. So if you actually come in here, you can load straw. So this is a pasture by name only, but it's technically a barn where you're able to load straw, get manure out of it as well. Let's see, over in this direction, we have a Karma 16 silo for seeds and mineral feed. Let's see, manure heap right here. Over here we have a cow barn. And you have to be very careful how to stand on that animal dialogue. It's very unforgiving. But room for 12 cows. We open this up. Now, I believe the way it works out, slurry here. I believe food here and milk here. Now, over here, we have another cow barn. Open this door. Nope, this one. And where? There it is, tucked away inside. We have room for 40 cows. We have our manure or slurry comes out there. Our milk here and our straw and feed goes here. A couple bunker silos over here. We have a silo right here. We have our fuel tank here. And that is everything here. So let's go back over to the tractor, just over in this direction. Go through the bushes. Let's see, we go around here to the left. Oh, and the repair trigger is in here. I forgot about the repair trigger. Right there. Can't forget the repair trigger. And let's see. Did I miss the drive? I did. Okay, I missed the driveway. This way, where we're looking to go. We cut through town here. And now the next series of interests are going to be intense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off the series of sell points. And drive past them, kind of thing. So I'm gonna list each one of them in series and kind of go from there. So we just need to follow this out towards the west side of the island. We continue out. And you can see all those discs. Those are all sell points. So there's one sell point at the beginning and one sell point at the end that are kind of separate from the rest of them. So we'll start out with that one at the very beginning. We'll do the big group, and then we'll go through and do the last sell point that's on its own. All right, so we make a left. All right, so we stop here. Tucked away back here. Now this is what I'm talking about. Very small sell points. Right here is the grass sale point from the FH sell point. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting. Starting out with the first two, these are all holiday homes. This one is holiday home Thulver. Next one here next to it is Norman. The next series we have are Diego, Mex, Holfenben, Christoph, Steffi, and Carla. And now on the other side, we have Michael, Windrose, Erica, GMC Agrofundi, Peter, Ewald, Peterle, let's see, Alex, Belu, Marianne, oops, make a left, and now the last sell point that is all by itself is the Organic Farmer Sale Point sell point. Whew! Whole bunch of individual sell points. So now we head out to our next and last group of interest, but this one, the next group isn't as intense until we get to the very end of the group. That is because there's a lot of different sell points that are all stacked on top of each other, but this one here was just all like a bunch of different ones, different names, all stacked on top of each other. So we're going to park our tractor here and we're going to walk the rest of the way. So we have a tailor shop over here, 100,000 to purchase the tailor shop. Input here, wardrobe trigger here, and output right back here. Bakery right next door for 50,000. Can purchase the bakery. We have our input here, output there. Wait. Input here. I think output's actually over here. I think this is the output for the dairy next to it. And dairy for 70,000. And input here and output right back there. Now over here, come down to the dock area. So over here are the wanted signs for the various collectibles. So as you find collectibles, I believe what happens is that they start appearing here as you collect them. tucked away back here, again, going to need small equipment or liftable pallets. Over here is the sail point 40-foot containers in the port sell point. Now, tucked away back here, let's see, over here, we have the carpentry. Can purchase this for 60,000. Input here, wood cell trigger right here, and output there. Behind me is a sell point. This is the Kurtz Repair and Boatyard sell point. Tucked way back here, we have the animal dealer. You can come to this location and purchase your animals directly from this location using this icon, or at the various icons at the pens and pastures you already have installed on the map. If you use this icon, though, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location here and delivering them for you. You can bring an animal trailer to this location, load the animals directly into the animal trailer, and then deliver the animals yourself to save on that fee. Now, it does get expensive depending on what you're buying. Cows, for instance, is $100 per cow. Now, on this map, according to the description, I think they said pigs and cows had their prices increased based on the amounts, or based on values that they wanted to have imposed. So you have to pay the base price plus the delivery fee for all the animals that you do. In this case, $200 for a baby cow, $1,100 for a mid-aged cow, and an adult cow, $1,550. So it is, yeah, it gets expensive pretty quickly. Now here's where things kind of go off the rails in regards to the sell points. Here we have the animal dealer sell point. Here we have the dealer Jansen's buy point, gas station tucked away in here. Inside here we have the sale point dealer potatoes sell point, sale point dealer sugar beets sell point, the animal dealer bale sale point. Inside here we have the ear for wheat sell point and the want a cheese sell point. Tucked away in here we have the shop trigger right here and a repair trigger right here. And now across the way over here, the last point of interest, the restaurant sell point. And that's it. That is everything for Hallig Petrus map. Whew, boy. Yeah, this one was a pretty big map to undertake because of all the various sell points. But now it's time to render my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. I'm going to hop in the tractor and we're going to start driving around. I'm going to start out by saying that there are a lot of things about this map I do like. I really like the creativity of the high and low tides. It kind of reminds me of probably the same system that is used to trigger the opening and closing of gates in regards to like not sell points, but the shops and stuff on certain maps. So like on oh goodness, what's the map called that has anyways, I can't think of it off the top of my head. It has a sliding gate that'll open at 9 o'clock, it'll close at 6 o'clock. Basically the same kind of functionality. I like that. That is actually a really cool feature to actually have high and low tides. It makes it feel like you're actually immersed in the world. It's just one more thing to kind of point to and be like, look at that, that's cool. The layout of the map is very cool. I love the land bridge. And the fact that the land bridge can close off and seal on you is also a very cool feature. Um, yeah, it's just one of those where there's a bunch of things going on this map that kind of make it unique and special, and that is unlike any other map that I have seen up until this point. Love the lighthouse, by the way. The lighthouse is really cool. But other than that, color palette I really like. Very understated, very muted. Got some color to it, but not over the top. Certainly doesn't go into that whole realm of cartoon feeling that I have mentioned in the past. There's a lot of these little decorative areas that really don't serve a purpose other than to just kind of, again, immerse you in the landscape. Yeah, there's just so much going on. Couple of the negatives that I can see is that these sell points are going to be very difficult to utilize. They're going to have some issues. There are custom crops, which again is very nice. We do have triticale, field grass, and rye, and you have a production point for that field grass, which is really cool. This is the first map I can think of where I've actually can recall there actually being a use for field grass other than just field grass. But I mean, the landscape is really nice. You get a small undulation at places. Most of it's flat, but you still have some areas to contend with and to make it kind of tricky. Even though the area is flat, you have these kind of bridges and rivers and creeks running through the islands. You get, like, you just get a lot to kind of have to focus around and kind of make sure that you're paying attention to. And if you're not paying attention to some things, then you're going to you could potentially end up hurting yourself in the end, because if you're not paying attention to high low tide and what's going on, and you're out here on the island, the big island, well, you're not going to be able to get your equipment back. You're going to have to wait until the tide lowers again to be able to transport it out. So again, I really like that. There's a lot of really nice appeals to this map. So all that being said, what do I think of this map? 0 to 5 rating. I'd probably give this map a 4. There's some things that I'm not crazy about on this map, but it's not enough really worth mentioning. But I don't know. No, that's not really a fair way to put it. There are a couple of things that I don't like about it. The flatness does kind of get to me. But there's a lot of stuff going on around, like trees and landscape and road network and all this stuff that really kind of takes you back out of it. The what is it? Like the farms and all that stuff, they're all built up above the waterline, and it sounds like every October it rains to such a drastic degree that all these areas would be flooded. All of them. So the reason why these are built up on higher grounds is because you will lose your field. So if you take a look at the map here and look at October, there's some harvesting that goes on in October, but you might not be able to get to it based on what I was reading in the description. So I'd give this map a 4. I like it because it's unique. I like it because there's a lot of things going on. It's a bit cramped in places, but it's not going to be something that's not going to be manageable. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to fast forward to high tide. I want to be able to see what high tide looks like, and then I might even try and fast forward to October to see what exactly this is going to look like with the storm surge. I want to see what that looks like. So I will go ahead and cut us out here, cut us back in when high tide hits, and then when storm surge hits. We'll see you in a bit. All right, so what I ended up doing is just coming into third person here and showing just how the tide is just progressively going higher and higher and higher. That's really, really cool. Now what I'm going to do now is go ahead and hop back into my tractor. I'm going to go to the land bridge, which is, let's see, all the way on the other side of the island, and see how it looks from there, because it should be just steadily rising way over there. So I'll cut us out and cut us back in as soon as I get to that land bridge. Alright, we're catching up to land bridge right over here, and check it out. You can already see all the stones are under water. Wow. That is so cool. And before too much longer, you will not be able to cross this. Oh, see that? Do not drive too deeply. So yeah, you could very, very easily lose your equipment. So if you're trying to beat the clock, you might be able to beat it, but man. This will definitely add a whole new dynamic of trying to figure out the map and how to kind of go about playing on it. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Alright, so now we're going to fast forward to October and see what it looks like there. Alright, so we are here in October. Let's go take a look around. Oh, wow. Now that is ridiculous. Look at that. That is awesome. The whole map is flooded with the exception of the farms. That's exactly why all the farms are built up so high. So, I mean, so in all reality, on this map, anything that's harvested in October. Okay, so it looks like everything for the most part has a secondary harvest in November. So maybe you'll be able to plant something and have it ready for harvest October, but it won't be harvestable until November. So I'm talking mainly about corn, soybeans, and potatoes. Those ones in particular might not... Actually, you know what? Something just dawned on me. We have a cornfield, and it's right now ready for harvest. I wonder if I fast forward one more month and see if it stays ready for harvest, or do we lose it? Does it wither? Wow, that is so cool. Alright, so we're here in November. The water has gone down, but now does look like you're still able to harvest the corn. So yeah, all in all, looks like you're just gonna have to wait an extra month, because October is going to be the 0 hour. But that is absolutely incredible. But I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show them by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. Shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.